Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that most people fail to understand in life and in love. You cannot always be the one reaching out, sending messages, calling first, or trying to make everything happen. There is power in holding back, in standing your ground, and in staying consistent without constantly reaching. You see, consistency is not about pushing, it's about being steady, being present, and showing your value through your actions without begging for attention. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that too many people overlook. Your time and your energy are your most valuable assets. They are limited, and once they're gone, you can never get them back. Yet, I see people every day giving them away like they're worthless. They're constantly texting, constantly calling, constantly showing up for people who don't even appreciate it. And let me tell you, that's a fast way to feel drained, frustrated, and invisible. You have to understand this. If you don't value your own time and energy, nobody else will. Think about it. Every time you reach out first, every time you go out of your way for someone who doesn't notice, you're sending a message that your time isn't worth much. But your time is worth a lot. It's the only thing in life that you cannot buy back. Every moment you spend worrying about whether someone will text you or whether someone notices you is a moment stolen from your growth, your dreams, and your happiness. And that's a hard truth that people don't want to hear, but it's true. When you start valuing your own time, you make better choices. You stop wasting hours on people who aren't willing to invest in you. You stop giving your energy to situations that leave you tired, frustrated, and feeling small. Instead, you put yourself first, not in a selfish way, but in a smart way. Because when you honor your own time, when you protect your energy, you show the world that you respect yourself. And let me tell you, respect attracts respect. Confidence attracts confidence. Value attracts value. People who understand this don't chase. They don't constantly reach out. They don't beg for attention or approval. They live their lives fully, and they let others meet them there. And when you do that, something amazing happens. People start noticing. People start appreciating. People start reaching out to you, not because you're desperate, but because you're in demand. They see your energy, your presence, your value, and they want to be a part of it. Ladies and gentlemen, valuing your time also means setting boundaries. It means saying no to the things that drain you and yes to the things that build you. It means being patient and understanding that the right people will step up when the timing is right. And here's the kicker. When you stop giving your energy to those who don't deserve it, you have more energy for the things that really matter, your dreams, your goals, your happiness, and the people who truly care about you. So remember this, your time is precious. Your energy is precious. Treat them like gold because they are. Stop reaching for the attention of those who don't appreciate it. Protect yourself. Stand your ground. Live your life fully. And watch how the world starts treating you differently the moment you start valuing yourself. You cannot build a life of value if your energy is spent chasing people who don't match your level. Too many people waste years of their lives trying to get someone to notice them, trying to be what they think others want, and constantly adjusting themselves for approval. Let me tell you something, growth is never about someone else. Growth is about you, your skills, your mindset, and your character. When you focus on your own self-growth, you stop being desperate and start being magnetic. People are drawn to those who are constantly improving, who are working on their dreams, and who don't settle for less than what they deserve. When you focus on self-growth, you invest in yourself. You read books, you learn new skills, you work on your health, your confidence, your mindset, and your purpose. Every hour you spend improving yourself is an hour that builds your value. in ways that no one else can take away. The truth is, chasing others is exhausting, frustrating, and often pointless. But when you turn that energy inward, you create something unstoppable. People don't respect someone who is always running after them, but they notice someone who is moving forward, no matter what. Self-growth also means learning patience and self-control. It means understanding that the right relationships, the right opportunities, and the right people come to those who are prepared. You can't force respect, you can't force love, and you can't force success. You can work on yourself every single day, making yourself stronger, wiser, and more confident. When you do that, you stop worrying about who called, texted, or who is paying attention, because your life is full, your energy is full, and your focus is full. You have no time to chase because you are too busy building something bigger than anyone else could give you. The power of self-growth is that it changes how people perceive you. Once you stop chasing, once you start improving, people begin to see your worth without you having to explain it. Confidence comes from knowing your value, and growth comes from investing in yourself. Instead of sending messages, instead of waiting for attention, you are creating a life that demands respect. You are becoming the kind of person others want to be around, and that is far more powerful than any effort spent trying to gain approval or affection from someone who doesn't recognize it. Focus on becoming the best version of yourself. Focus on building skills, strength, confidence, and a life that makes you proud. When you do, people and opportunities that are meant for you will naturally come. Chasing never works. Growing always works. You don't have to beg, you don't have to plead, and you don't have to compromise your energy. Keep improving, keep learning, keep building, and watch how life starts giving you what you truly deserve without you having to chase a single thing. Confidence is one of the most powerful tools you have, and yet so many people ignore it. They think confidence is something you are born with. That's not true. Confidence is a skill, a habit, and a choice. When you stand tall in who you are, when you know your worth, when you believe in yourself without needing anyone else's approval, people notice it. Respect follows confidence naturally, and attention follows respect. The moment you start projecting confidence, you stop chasing and start attracting. So many people waste their energy trying to get someone to care, to notice, or to respond. They text first, call first, and overextend themselves. Someone will finally recognize them. But confidence works differently. Confidence says, I don't need to chase. I know my value, and the right people will see it. Confidence is quiet, but it's powerful. It doesn't scream, it doesn't plead, and it doesn't over-explain. It simply exists, and that presence is magnetic. Confidence is not about being arrogant. It's not about thinking you are better than anyone else. It's about knowing that you are enough. It's about understanding that your time, your energy, and your attention are valuable. When you carry yourself with confidence, you show people that you respect yourself, and when you respect yourself, others are forced to respect you too. There is nothing more attractive than someone who is self-assured, someone who knows what they want, someone who won't compromise their peace for the approval of others. Think about it. People are drawn to confidence because it signals security. Confidence tells people that you have control over your life, that you are not desperate, and that you are not dependent on anyone else to validate your existence. Desperation pushes people away, but confidence pulls them in. You don't have to text constantly. You don't have to follow up. You don't have to prove yourself. Confidence does all of that for you silently. Confidence also allows you to set boundaries. When you are confident, you know when to step back, when to wait, and when to protect your energy. You stop overreaching and overextending for people who do not value you. You no longer chase attention because you understand that the right attention comes naturally to those who are strong, steady, and self-assured. Every time you honor your confidence, you are teaching people how to treat you. Confidence creates a ripple effect in life. It opens doors, it builds opportunities, and it attracts people who are aligned with your energy. When you walk through life with self-belief, the right people respond, the right opportunities appear, and respect becomes a natural consequence. Confidence is not just about how others see you, it's about how you see yourself. And once you see your own worth, no one can take it away. Confidence attracts respect, attention, and everything you've been waiting for without you having to chase a single thing. Patience is one of the most underrated qualities in life and love, and yet it's one of the most powerful. Too many people want everything to happen instantly. They want immediate responses, instant attention, and quick results. But the truth is, the strongest connections, the most meaningful relationships, and the most lasting bonds are built over time. Patience allows you to step back, to observe, and to understand the rhythm of life and the people around you. When you practice patience, you don't just wait. You prepare, you grow, and you attract the right energy. Waiting is not weakness. Waiting is strategy. It's about knowing your value and refusing to rush into something that doesn't deserve your full attention. People who are patient understand that forcing a relationship or pushing for attention never works. If you constantly reach out, if you are always the first to call, always the first to respond, you train people to take you for granted. Patience flips the script. It lets the other person step up, meet your energy, and show their true intentions. It's a test of character, and those who are willing to wait often find that the right people will rise to the occasion. Patience also allows you to see people clearly without the fog of desperation. When you are patient, you give yourself time to evaluate whether someone truly cares, whether someone is genuinely invested, and whether a relationship is worth your energy. So many people jump into connections without thinking, only to end up hurt and disappointed. Patience gives you clarity. It gives you control over your choices and helps you avoid wasting time on those who are not aligned with your values. Power of patience extends beyond just observing others. It also builds your own strength. When you practice patience, you strengthen your emotional resilience. You learn to manage your feelings, to control your impulses, and to prioritize what really matters. Waiting is not passive, it's active. It's a demonstration of self-respect and self-discipline. And when others see that you are patient, that you don't demand constant attention, they respect you more. They notice your steadiness, your calmness, and your ability to stay composed in a world full of chaos. Patience also creates space for life to work in your favor. The right opportunities, the right people, and the right timing always arrive when you are ready, not when you are desperate. People who rush often miss these moments because they are too busy forcing things that are not yet meant to be. Patience teaches you to trust the process, trust your own worth, and to trust that life has a way of rewarding those who wait. When you combine patience with self-respect and consistency, you create relationships that are strong, meaningful, and lasting. You attract people who are willing to invest in you, and you filter out those who are not. Patience is not about doing nothing. It's about being strategic, confident, and secure enough to let life and love unfold naturally in the way it was always meant to. Understanding your self-worth is one of the most important lessons you can learn, and yet so many people go through life blind to it. They give too much of themselves to people who don't appreciate it. They chase those who don't value them, and they spend energy on situations that drain them instead of lifting them up. When you are truly aware of your worth, you stop wasting time, energy, and emotion on things that don't matter, you begin to understand that not everyone deserves a piece of your life, and not every situation deserves your attention. Self-worth is the foundation of every decision you make. When you know your value, you don't beg for attention, you don't plead for love, and you don't overextend yourself for approval. You stop sending texts first, calling first, proving your importance because you already know it. People who understand their worth don't chase because they understand that the right people will step up naturally. They know that forcing attention or affection is a waste of energy and a waste of time. The moment you realize this, your life changes. You become selective, intentional, and powerful in the way you interact with others. Being aware of your self-worth also protects your emotions. Too often, people tie their happiness to someone else's responses, their actions, or their attention. But when you value yourself, you don't let other people dictate your mood or your energy. You understand that your happiness comes from within, and that external validation is never more important than your own self-respect. This awareness gives you freedom. It allows you to walk away from situations that are toxic, unbalanced, or unfulfilling without guilt or hesitation. Awareness of self-worth also sets standards. You stop accepting less than what you deserve. You stop tolerating behavior that disrespects your time or your feelings. You stop lowering your energy to meet the expectations of people who don't even appreciate you. And here's the thing. When you set these standards, people notice. They respect you more. They treat you better. They see that your presence is not something to take lightly, and suddenly, the energy you receive matches the energy you give. The key to self-worth is action. It's not enough to just feel confident or to think highly of yourself. You must act in ways that honor your value. That means protecting your time, managing your energy, and choosing carefully where and with whom you invest yourself. It means stopping the habit of reaching first and waiting for people who are truly meant to be in your life to come to you. When you do this, you are not being difficult, you are being wise. You are preserving your energy for the people and opportunities that are truly worthy of it. When you understand your worth, you stop unnecessary effort, you stop chasing, and you stop stressing over things that don't serve you. You live with clarity, confidence, and purpose. You allow life to reward you naturally, and the right people and opportunities will align with you without you having to push, beg, or compromise your value. Awareness of self-worth is the ultimate power, and once you embrace it, everything in your life begins to change for the better. There comes a point in life where you realize that forcing things never brings real success, real love, or real peace. So many people try to push their way into places, relationships, and situations that are not meant for them, and all they end up with is stress, disappointment, and confusion. The truth is, when something is right, it flows. When something is meant for you, it finds you. When the timing is aligned, everything moves naturally without you having to break yourself trying to make it happen. Life has a rhythm, and the sooner you learn to move with that rhythm instead of against it, the smoother your journey becomes. People often think that being aggressive or constantly chasing will help them get what they want. But that's not how life works. You can't force someone to care. You can't force a connection to grow. You can't force an opportunity to open when it's not your time yet. What you can do is prepare yourself, stay focused, and trust the process. When you stop pushing so hard, you give life a chance to do its job. You create space for the right people to show up, for the right doors to open, and for the right timing to unfold. Letting life create opportunities doesn't mean sitting back doing nothing. It means doing the work on yourself, staying ready, and being patient enough to allow things to develop naturally.